Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today and for Pootles Advent Countdown. We're at number 5 of 25 projects, so it's 5 a week for 5 weeks. So yeah, we're at number 5 today. I will be back next week with more. I do have a video tomorrow for you, cards in the mail to me, so I'm showing off lots of beautiful creations that have been posted to me. But this is today's project. So yeah, it's 25 projects focusing on the mini catalogues that's all about Christmas and all of that. Well, these are Christmas projects that I'm focusing on, and this is today's one, and it's a little chocolate pouch, but there's no cutting and no scoring required. Super easy. I'm using the plaid tidings, the beautiful tartan paper, and I'm just going to give it a roll first. So it's 6 by 6. You could adjust yours for your chocolate bar because that's what is inside. I have we'll call it a faux penguin bar. Aldi's finest, it's a seal bar, but these little mini fun-size chocolate bars, although I'm not really sure what's the fun about them when they're this size. Fun-size bar would be 5 times the size. That would be fun. But these little chocolate bars, they fit perfectly inside. I've tested mini Mars bars, mini Snickers bars, and mini Twixes. They all fit in and do these. We don't have any others. Actually, I don't have any others in the house, and I've had to hang on to this, and it's sat in my office and got a little bit melty. But that's what's going inside. So I've just given this a little bit of a curl just to get it started, because when you're sticking it down, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare because it doesn't like it. So I need some tear and tape, which I have over here, and it's going to start life a little bit like a sour cream container. So that's where you put double-sided tape across 3 of the 4 sides. And where my curl is going, that's my first side, my dominant side, and these are what are going to be the ends. Okay, so I'm going to peel off the backing, and I'm going to roll this up and try and catch it at one end and the other. And by doing that curl in the beginning, it just makes life a little bit easier at this stage. Okay, so that's my back. Okay, now you've got to be brave. You're going to push it down. Flatten it. Just make it flat. You don't have to burnish. And then you're going to fold over about 3/4 centimetre, so kind of that amount, not too wide. So 3/4 centimetre, about 1/2 inch. You're going to fold it over and push. So that's on the sealed side, and the same on the other one. Oopsie. Try and get it straight. I apparently am not straight, but it doesn't have to be super perfect. And just fold it down. So you've got that shape. So we're still open, that end and that end, although I've got my tape ready. Okay. And then pop your fingers in. And what you've got are 3 crease lines. So we've got one there, and one here. And you push the centre one in on itself. Our paper is awfully good quality, so you do have to be a little bit strict with it. So there you can see I've got that. There you go, you can see it. So it goes in and out, in and out, and we're going to do the same over here. I'm going to give that a bit of a burnish, only because, you know, my fingers. And do exactly the same over here. Okay, so again, I've got that same shape, and I'm just going to give that a bit of a burnish. Okay, we're done there. So with your paper piercer or whatever it is you use to take the backing off double-sided tape, take it off at one end and get a hold of it, pull it off, and then pinch that shut. Okay, now I will say, if you are in a hot climate, or you're making these in the middle of the summer, which I did, your glue may not stand up to it. Or if they're going to be sat around for some time before you give them out, your glue might go, yeah, I've had enough of sticking, I don't want to do that anymore. So you might want to reinforce with maybe staples or something like that. This is fun if you're going to make them and give them 2 or 3 days later. So I'm just going to put that disclaimer in there. Right, my chocolate bar is going in, and I'm going to keep hold of that end and just push it until it doesn't want to go any further, but it's not creasing and buckling. Okay, we're done there. And then the same on this side. Take off that backing. And pinch that shut. And that is my little pouch that required no scoring, no cutting. And I think they're really cute. They are very sweet. These are great craft fair finds or craft fair sellers. So I haven't done the craft fair circuit for quite some time. But when I did, my most popular sellers were always milk cartons filled with toffees and sweeties and things like that. So these sorts of things, particularly if I did a school one. Right, so I'm using Gnome for the Holidays. Love this, it's just so cute. And I've used this gnome on one. I'm going to see if I can fit this on here because I don't want my decoration to be sticking out. So first time of using, oh, that's fine. I'm going to be able to fit that on there. So I really wanted to show and share with you how I measure up for stamping. So let me measure the width of this. We're 2 inches, 5 centimetres wide. On this particular one, yours might be slightly different. Use bigger paper. And I can see that my gnome is no more than 1 3/4 inches, which in metric, when I can't find my ruler. Where's my ruler gone? Who's stolen my ruler? I cheat and look the other side. So that's no more than about 4 centimetres. I carry some metric and imperial conversions in my head, not all of them. So what did I say? 1 3/4 inches by about, yeah, we're going to go for 3 inches tall. So that's going to be about 4 centimetres by about 7.5 centimetres tall. So I'm just going to cut off, 4.5 centimetres, there we go. So that panel there, I'm going to hang on to this paper, this bit, because I want to stamp on there again in a second. So I'm going to line up my gnome, and I'm using my grid paper to eyeball. So I'm putting his feet where the bottom is. Let me get my memento. And I do a twist, tap, tap. So twist to get the ink on, and tap to make sure you're well covered. Straighten up my cardstock and pop that on there. And I've got a microphone right in my eye, so I can't actually see what I'm doing. I have a big fuzzy microphone and it's right in my face. There we go. That's not bad, given I couldn't see. And I'm going to go with Holly Jolly Everything because I just love that. Holly Jolly Everything. And I want it to fit on here, so I'm going to do a different kind of stamping technique now. Some of you are going to ask what kind of microphone this is. This is a Rode on-camera microphone. It's the professional grade one, and I went to YouTube Space last year with one of my sons, and I chatted to them about my microphone and the like, and they were super helpful. They're really very helpful. And this is the one they suggested. And it knocks out a lot of background sound, which is good. Right, so I'm going to trim off here. So where I measured up to stamp first time, on this one I'm not. I'm working with my guides here so that I know I'm not cutting too much or too little. Just anchor that in place. And I'm going to cut off about there because I want to flag tail this one. And flag tailing, simple style. You cut straight down the middle with your pair of scissors, and then you just match up corner to the point of the cut. Okay, right, let's colour our gnome. I don't know what colours to do this one. So I've got black and white, and I've got black and white there. Oh, what colour shall I do my gnome? And shall I do him with blends? I don't know, let's just grab some colours and play. Oh, wrong way. There we go. So I'm going to have yellow on the bauble. So what colour is this one? Daffodil Delight. A little bit of yellow on there. I think I'll use the blends, but maybe just for sort of colouring in purposes, you know, not much more than that. So if you pull out your blends and just have a play and see what, you know, what looks you're going to get. Red and white candy cane striped type of hat, I think. Yeah, blends are very good for colouring in, as in just for colouring in, not necessarily for blends. I think we've all used felt tip pens, particularly when we were children, but you did felt tip pen colouring in and you were left with those sort of streaks, weren't you? Don't get that with blends because it finds sort of the lowest point that it wants to be at. Okay, so I'm just going to have some little brown on his boots. What other shall I do? If I was doing this as a Facebook Live, you could all be telling me we'll have green on his smock. And then a little pink nose, I think. That's quite the nose, isn't it? And on his eyes there, his hands. And I need to do a bow for that mistletoe. He's a little cheeky guy, isn't he? Else that you can get kisses from. And then I just want a few streaks of grey on his beard. Not loads. Just there. How cute is that? That's just, I love it. It's so cute. I don't really understand the gnome thing though. I'm British. So I don't know that that's any relevance to it, but I don't really understand the gnome thing. But I did take 2 of the boys out last year and we went to a garden centre to look for Christmas decorations and stuff, and there were just gnomes everywhere, and I'm like, I don't really understand it. Right, so we've got sequin backed snowflakes. I don't know how well you can tell. Let me find some black cardstock and see if they show up better. So this one is very green based and this one is very pink. Can you see the difference? If I could just keep tipping it backwards and forwards, hopefully you might. So this one in my left hand, very greeny, and this one in the right is very pink. So I'm going to pull out this greenier one. You'll see it when you buy your own because, you know, that's what you'll do because they're gorgeous. And iridescent sequin back snowflakes, who wouldn't? And I'm just going to scatter them behind my little gnome because he's just adorable. I'm going to stick a few on there. And pop this on with some dimensionals, which is under the box. And yes, I do use our clear mount cases. I think they're called clear storage cases now. But I use those, and I've just dropped a paper piercer into my lap. Let's move that before I cause an injury to myself. And oops, one too many there. And they're brilliant. I can store all my rhinestones and everything in them. That on there, and then I'm going to do a triple bow. So this is from the annual catalogue. This is part of the Playful Pets, and I'm going to layer up 3 lengths of the twine. So I can create a nice big bow. Oh, it's hard enough doing a bow with 1 strand, let alone 3, but it's worth the effort. If you're bow challenged like me, do battle with it, it's worth it. There we go. And cut those ends off. And I'm going to have a mini glue dot on there and pop that up there. And that's my little chocolate pouch. So yeah, quite simple to make. I think I probably took more time doing the colouring than anything else and chattering on. But yeah, easy to make, great little stocking stuffer. It's nice for children to take, you know, for their classmates and things like that. If they come to you and go, oh, Mum, can I take some sweets for my class friends? Yeah, you can dress them up like that. I think they're charming. So yeah, this was number 5 of 25 projects. I do have a video tomorrow because it's my cards in the mail. I do have blog posts that relate to everything. Back on Monday with more videos. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon. Bye.